I think we underappreciate how important the experience in the moment is for follow through. So in general, because we're so present biased, we focus much more attention on whether we're enjoying a specific activity right now than on the long-term benefits it has, but we tend to underappreciate this. So if studying feels painful, if exercising is no fun, we're very unlikely to persist. And there's great research actually by Caitlin Woolley of Cornell University and Eilert Fishbach of the University of Chicago, showing that most people think if they have some big goal in the domain of education or elsewhere, the best way to achieve it is just look for the most efficient, effective path. But some people look for a more fun way to pursue it, and those are the people who persist. And if we nudge people to do things in a way that's more fun, they keep coming back to it over and over again. And they have this wonderful study that I love showing kids who were in a math class and asked to do math worksheets. Some of them were randomly assigned to what they sort of called a fun condition, where there were snacks available and music playing in the background and markers made available to those students. And there's reason to be skeptical that this is going to be distracting and lead to less persistence, but kids in that group end up persisting longer on their math worksheets. And I've done research on how important it is to make it fun to pursue your goals by linking them. I call it temptation bundling, linking chores with treats. So you could think of doing that with a study habit with, you're only allowed to pick up your favorite caffeinated beverage that maybe has some unhealthy added ingredients that make it extra tasty when you're on the way to hit the books. Or I have a favorite example. Someone was telling me they only let themselves burn their favorite scented candles while working on their dissertation. So there's different ways that you can try to make the experience more fun of studying. And I think as educators, we underappreciate how important that enjoyment component is. We think, if the long-term goal is important enough to people, they will just push through, just do it, as Nike would say. But it's so important for that moment-to-moment experience to be engaging and enjoyable. I think we undervalue that. And it's something I was talking with Steve Levitt of UChicago about recently. Like, I loved his book Freakonomics so much, in part because I think what it did was it, took a tool set that is typically applied to problems that, we don't wake up in the middle of the night thinking about, like how to increase labor force participation. Actually, some people do, and we probably should wake up, but it might not be like what you want to talk about at cocktail parties. And he applied it to questions that you do want to talk about at cocktail parties, right? Like, when do sumo wrestlers cheat, for example? I think if we spent more time thinking about, the kinds of questions we have our students working on, the types of assignments we do, if you're going to have them run regressions on data, does it need to be data about oil prices, or could it be data about, blockbuster movies? What are the things they're intrinsically interested in? And can you structure the work so that it's more closely related and tied to those things? They can still learn the same principles, but they're having more fun and more intrinsically interested in the moment because of the choices we make as educators.